All right, we've got Derek Diamond starting us off. Any questions for Derek? Chase?
Yeah, Derek, pitch count up the first couple of innings. After that, you seem to settle down, maintain that a little bit. What was sort of the key to getting through six there?
Definitely, definitely a little hopped up at the beginning of the game. First SEC start, excited to go. But I kind of just told myself to get back to doing what I do, hitting spots. And I know Vila's up a little bit this year, but hitting spots is what I do. So that's just what I was trying to get back to.
Ben?
Yeah, Derek, I was just curious what you thought of TJ running down that ball in the left center gap. And, then he's playing center field, I think, for the first time in his career. So what was that like seeing that?
It was beautiful. He's unbelievable. I could see him, good infielder, but I could see him playing center field in the MLB somewhere. So gave him a little hat tip, much as I could do, but he's really good out there for just starting.
Parrish?
Derek, the last 2 weeks you've kind of like run into some trouble around the fourth. How good did it feel to kind of work through that? I know you got a double play there, and just to get deeper into the game.
Yeah, that definitely ran through my mind a little bit, but like I said, it's just playing the same game, trying to do what I do best, hitting spots, and it's about not getting worked up. It's easy to say that, but keeping your emotions down and trying to stay cool and calm in those situations is all it is. So that was the difference today.
Chase?
Finished pitching like 8 hours ago. What'd you do to kill time here the last few innings of that baseball game?
I cheered him on. It was a little exciting there at the end. So nothing like standing at the ball field when it's sunny on a Sunday. So felt great. Got a lot of guys that did really well today. Good to see our offense go off like they did. They deserve it. They're good hitters. So I'm glad they went off today.
You were 97 in the first. Were you a little more amped up? I know at first SEC start, technically, as odd as that sounds, because you've kind of been around for a little while. But what did it feel like to be in league play?
I mean, it felt great. Last year we stopped playing right when the SEC came, so it felt really good to get our games in this weekend. And the coaches talked to us about how it was almost a new season. So it's that kind of feeling. Almost felt like opening weekend again, and it was that kind of excitement. So felt really amped up. Had a lot of fun.
Parrish, do you have another question, or was that an old hand?
That's an old hand there, Davis.
Any more questions for Derek? All right, all good. Thank you, Derek.
Appreciate you guys.
Questions for TJ? Ben?
Yeah, TJ, a second consecutive start in center for you. Had you ever played out there before in your career before getting to Ole Miss, and is it starting to feel natural to you?
Yeah, I did. I played out there with my travel team, East Coast Sox, a few innings. Actually, I played a game there one time. But I mean, it's natural. It's just playing infield all my life. Pop flies were the easiest part of the infield, so transition to outfield is not that hard. Bigger glove too, so it makes things simple.
You're also really settling in offensively. What about your approach has allowed you to have the success you're having so far?
Um, I think my first at bat, I really was thinking too much middle away instead of just getting my barrel to the ball and I was late on a few fastballs that I should have hit. And my second at bat, I just went up there saying I wasn't going to be late and putting the barrel to the ball, and I got a pitch I could get. So,
Nick?
TJ, what was the reaction from your teammates when you ran down that ball? The wall?
Oh, I had a nice little standing ovation from the crowd, and my teammates were hyped. It was nice. I liked it. Gave me
Did you get it? Sorry, did Justin give you any advice about transitioning from infield to center field? Did he kind of give you any warning about what to expect?
The first day the coaches called me and told me that I was going to be working in the outfield. I went out while they were doing live, and I was taking some from Coach Clear. He was hitting them to me, and I asked JB to come out there and give me some pointers and stuff about how he transitioned, and he helped me out and gave me a lot of pointers and stuff. So he was really helpful in my transitioning too. So.
One more for you. Just after that long top of the eighth inning to come out and get that 2-run double and kind of get the offense going again, how valuable was that for the team?
It was good for us to get some runs back up, get the momentum going again. So I was happy I could put some more runs on the board for us and get the hype back on our side. So.
Any more questions for TJ? All right, TJ, you're all good. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Questions for Coach? Chase?
Yeah, Mike, Derek got a little deeper into the game today, especially kind of managed his pitch count pretty well after the second inning. What'd you kind of see from him to go as deep as he did?
I just, I think the difference is one of the things that we talked about the first 2 days, and it for the pitcher, especially the starting pitcher, there's times in a game where you got to make some pitches and get off the field. And, I think the difference today for him was, a couple times where they had runners on and he was able to make pitches and do that. And, and sometimes it's not just to keep them off the scoreboard, which was evident today, but, sometimes it's to minimize, sometimes it's, to let them score 1, not 3. And, I thought, today was, Derek was really good. You could tell he was feeling really good in the bullpen today. And again, I think we got to be careful of, and I know you're not saying this necessarily, but I mean, he's pitched pretty darn good. That's 5 outings. And, from a kid that's, COVID freshman, that, has been, the weekend starter. He hadn't had a lot of, hey, start in a midweek or be a reliever. He's kind of like Gunnar was, kind of thrown in the fire since he's been here. And I think he's handled it. But you're right. I think part of the maturation and being able to, throw 6 shutout innings in the Southeastern Conference. My answer is, when they start to make their rush, can you make some pitches? And that's a good offense over there. It can be scary, right-handed and left-handed. They just got it's tough to get through there.
Mike, what have you seen from TJ these last 2 days? First games in center field, and then obviously his offense is coming along as well.
Yeah, first of all, defensively, if we didn't think he could handle it, we wouldn't have ran him out there. I know it happens quickly, and I joke about it, a couple of days ago, kind of tongue in cheek that, hey, we're not scared to do that, to move an infielder out there. But, we're not just moving anybody out there. We got to feel confident that you can run it down. And he tracks the ball, seems very easily. And in our field during the day, center field can be tough. Today, high sky, and that sun's in your face. And he made a really good play, kind of to the, center to left center, gap that he ran down. And the crowd, recognized it. And then, like you mentioned, he goes up and swings. He got, not only a big home run, but I think made everybody feel a lot better in the bottom of the 8th when he got the big double with bases loaded.
Ben?
Mike, you just touched on a little bit, but TJ said he played a little center field and travel ball. When did y'all really start to look at him out there, though, when you're trying to find a spot for him?
I think when, we knew that, I mean, we thought about it a little bit when Chatinier was coming back, because, I think we put him in left, one of those games or so right after, Chatinier got there, just saying, pulled him in, asked him if he has ever played the outfield. And he gave us, one of those travel ball. You got to be careful when they say travel ball, because that could have been like, 6U, coaches pitch or T-ball. So you got to be careful when they say travel ball. And, but, I just told him, and, I looked him straight in the eye. I said, if I put you out there, will you run and catch the ball for me? And he said, yes. And, and of course, you want to make them also understand that it's not that they can't play infield. And I think he understood. It wasn't a demotion. It was really, hey, this was an opportunity because Peyton's back. So you might not play much second base. And, Gonzalez looks like he's got shortstop under control. You got Elko at third. If you want to get in, get in the lineup, this may be a way to get there. So first it started in left field, just trying to give, we thought maybe we'd move Graham into first base, but, on occasion. But, when, a couple first basemen go down, it was just like, no, if we're going to have to do it, for an extended period of time, I think the better move defensively was to put Bench at third and move Tim over to first base, and maybe, we could find McCants to center field.
Parrish?
Mike, when a game kind of gets strange like that at the end, does it come up on you quickly as a coach in the dugout, or are you kind of, looking ahead, trying to make decisions ahead in a situation like that?
Well, I don't really understand the question, but I'll try to give you the best answer I can. Nobody expects to give up whatever it was, 9 runs, in any inning, regardless of the score. So, but you've watched this game enough, not just Ole Miss, but, this happens. That's why our game's crazy, and nobody really knows why. And people laugh and think, oh, hey, it's just, them saying it's baseball. That happens. It doesn't happen in basketball where the other team stops scoring and the other team scores third. Like it just happens where, a couple errors, all of a sudden you open up the gate and then it seems like every ball that touches their bat, goes in. And so one of the things is, you got to pitch some guys. But unfortunately, now we had to get to the guy that was going to probably start on Tuesday to make sure that, we win this game, because this is the most important game because we're playing it right now and it's an SEC game. So, I don't think it necessarily gets on you quickly. They start to get some hits and you get guys up. I mean, we weren't rushed at any point. It's just we needed to get 3 outs and get off the field. And those outs weren't coming too easily. And in an emergency, we knew Myers could pitch. We knew Broadway could pitch. Myers actually got hot right at, he would have been the guy right after, Mallets. But, it's unfortunate. But here's what I told the team. It happens sometimes. And if it's going to happen, hopefully it happens when you're winning by 14. And number 2 is, we just won by 8 runs. And so I could be all mad and I could be, Joe coach. And, at the end of the day, I would rather say, hey, you just swept the team in the Southeastern Conference. And on day 3, you won by 8 runs. And yeah, I didn't want to give up 11 in the last 2, but that was a great day for the offense. So I'd rather look at it as a positive thing. I don't know. That was a lot of different answers for you, Parrish. Use any part of that you want for your article.
Yeah, I'm going to condense that down, but that was a 20+ year coaching answer. There was a lot of experience in that.
Yeah, thank you.
Nick?
You kind of touched on it a little there, but just 3-0 start in SEC play. What do you kind of attribute that as this team? What is it about this team that's able to start hot, which a lot of teams in the past haven't?
I don't know what, and again, I'm not trying to be a jerk, Nick. I don't know what you mean by attribute. I mean, we think we're a pretty good club, and I think we play pretty good baseball. And so, I think we pitched it, pretty well, especially starting pitching, throughout the weekend. We won 2 one-run games and then really swung it well today. Again, that's a good club over there. They're like us. They're a little banged up, especially from the pitching side of things. And you could see that, once, today, I think, once we got some runs, it was tough on them. They're missing some key guys like us. And, But no, just I'm happy and I'm proud that you win 3 games. This league is very unforgiving, and as you can see in the last 2 innings, and so anybody can beat anybody on any given day, and so we'll take the wins and move on.
Chris?
Mike, you touched on using Mounts today in the 9th inning. Who do you think is going to start on Saturday?
I don't know that yet.
Excuse me, Tuesday, I'm sorry.
That's right, Chris. Yeah, I don't know that yet.
Thank you.
But it could be Mallets.
Chase?
Any update on Chofie, Mike? Where's he kind of at on his return?
He's going to throw a bullpen on Tuesday, and we'll take take a look at him and see if he's able to travel with us to Alabama. He threw another short work today. I saw him throw a short work last Wednesday. He didn't look great last Wednesday. He looked like he's still just uncomfortable. I mean, nothing was hurting him or anything, but he's only so many days out of the surgery. Today he looked normal. Today he looked like he normally looks. And again, it's a shorter distance, about 50 feet, but it's off the mound, and he threw all his pitches. And when I say normal, I mean like if he was healthy and he was never hurt, that's how he would have thrown the ball. And so that's encouraging. And so we'll see, how he does on Tuesday. Doug also threw, looked great, felt nothing in the chest area. So he'll be fine for next weekend.
When do you think you get back whomever from the COVID protocol stuff? How long are they out?
One guy was able to get back, Saturday. So he was with us. And, the one of the guys will be back on Monday.
Parrish?
Mike, this became a non-issue last year, but spring football starting this week. Do you know what John Rice's schedule will look like?
I don't know the exact schedule, but I talked to Coach Kiffin. I don't know how many weeks ago, a couple weeks ago, maybe 2-3 weeks ago. And the plan right now is that he's a baseball player and he will play baseball. And in his schedule, if he can get over there and at least watch, and again, I don't botches up whatever schemes or plays or whatever, but he's a baseball player first. Obviously he's a part of what we're doing. We talked about that, and he's right on board. So he's baseball, and do what he can to kind of the opposite it was in the fall, where he's a football player, and when he could come over here and hit or do whatever, he would. I think that's how we'll take it this spring, with football.
Any more questions for Coach? All clear. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.